Welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar RV channel, your go-to platform for accurate, timely, and insightful coverage on all things related to the Iraqi dinar. In a global financial landscape that's constantly shifting, staying ahead of developments in currency policies, institutional decisions, and international economic trends is more important than ever. And as of May 2025, a major development has emerged that could significantly reshape how the Iraqi dinar is viewed on the world stage. Bank of America, one of the most prominent financial institutions globally, has officially announced a groundbreaking policy change. It will now accept Iraqi dinar banknotes for currency exchange. This applies to widely held denominations such as the 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, and 25,000 dinar notes. This unprecedented decision marks a pivotal moment for dinar investors, currency collectors, and financial observers, as it signals a level of legitimacy and trust that the dinar has long lacked in mainstream banking channels. For years, the Iraqi dinar has been surrounded by speculation and cautious optimism, with many investors hopeful about a future revaluation (RV) based on Iraq's substantial oil reserves and economic potential. However, the lack of endorsement or facilitation from major banks had made it difficult for investors to engage with the currency in a secure and regulated manner. Most exchanges were limited to obscure dealers or informal networks, raising concerns about transparency, liquidity, and safety. Now, Bank of America's entry into the dinar exchange landscape changes the game. By accepting commonly circulated denominations and integrating them into its currency services, the bank is sending a strong message. The Iraqi dinar is no longer an isolated or fringe currency. This move introduces it into the world of recognized, monitored, and regulated foreign exchanges. This step is significant not just from a practical standpoint, but also symbolically. It provides credibility and reassurance to current dinar holders, who have long awaited some form of institutional validation. It also opens the door for other banks and financial institutions to follow suit, potentially leading to broader acceptance of the dinar and greater participation in its market. The implications of this decision are far-reaching. Institutional recognition from a bank as influential as Bank of America can affect how other players in the financial world evaluate the dinar. It could shift the sentiment around the currency, encouraging more conservative investors and analysts to reconsider their stance. With added legitimacy, the dinar may transition from being viewed as a high-risk asset to one that has credible backing and infrastructure for exchange. Additionally, this development could signal increased integration of the dinar into global financial systems. The ability to exchange dinar through a regulated and widely trusted institution means that investors can now access a more transparent and secure environment. This, in turn, could attract larger volumes of transactions, improve liquidity, and lead to more accurate pricing and valuation in the foreign exchange markets. It's important to note, however, that this announcement does not confirm a revaluation of the dinar. The RV remains speculative and dependent on a variety of economic and political factors within Iraq and the broader global economy. But the fact that a major bank is now handling dinar exchanges adds a new dimension to the conversation. It brings institutional weight to a market that has largely operated on the fringes. Bank of America's decision also aligns with Iraq's ongoing efforts to modernize its economy and financial sector. The Central Bank of Iraq has introduced a range of reforms aimed at improving transparency, reducing inflation, and strengthening the banking system. The country has taken steps to align itself with international standards, and this new policy can be seen as a reflection of those efforts gaining recognition. For businesses that engage in trade with Iraq, or individuals who hold dinar for investment or travel purposes, This move is highly beneficial. It simplifies the process of converting dinar into other currencies, adds clarity to exchange rates, and removes the uncertainties associated with unregulated transactions. It also enhances consumer protection, as all transactions conducted through Bank of America will follow strict compliance measures, including anti-money laundering, AML, and Know Your Customer, KYC, protocols. If you're considering exchanging your dinars through Bank of America, it's advisable to be well prepared. Customers will need to provide valid identification and go through verification checks. Exchange rates will be determined by real-time market data and are subject to fluctuation. Fees may vary depending on the amount being exchanged and the type of account held by the customer. It's wise to contact your local branch in advance to understand the specific procedures and any limitations in place. This new policy brings with it increased confidence in the dinar market. It reduces the stigma that has historically surrounded the currency, especially in the eyes of institutional investors. While this won't immediately change the currency's value, it builds a foundation for further developments, potentially influencing how regulators, analysts, and traders view the dinar in the long run. The broader impact of Bank of America's move could be a domino effect. Once one major institution begins to handle a previously sidelined currency, others often follow to remain competitive and aligned with emerging trends. This could lead to increased availability of the dinar in forex markets, more robust trading volumes, and possibly a reassessment of the currency's value based on demand and liquidity. Investors who had previously been hesitant due to the lack of credible exchange options may now feel more secure. The ability to exchange dinars through a trusted and regulated avenue lowers the entry barrier and may lead to a diversification of participants in the dinar market. From small retail investors to larger institutional players, this development opens up new opportunities. From a strategic standpoint, Bank of America's policy change enhances the overall appeal of the dinar. Not only does it make transactions more practical and secure, but it also affirms Iraq's place in the global financial network. As the country continues to reform and diversify its economy beyond oil, such signals from the international community are crucial. In conclusion, the decision by Bank of America to begin accepting Iraqi dinar banknotes is a monumental development. It bridges a long-standing gap in the currency's journey toward mainstream recognition. While it does not confirm an RV, it certainly strengthens the case for broader participation and improved credibility. It affirms what many have believed for years, that the Iraqi dinar, given the right conditions and support, has a place in the modern financial ecosystem. Here at the Iraqi Dinar RV channel, we'll continue to monitor this evolving story and provide you with in-depth analysis, expert commentary, and updates as they unfold. Be sure to stay informed, consult with financial professionals, and keep an eye on both domestic reforms in Iraq and international responses to this policy shift. This is more than just a headline. It's a turning point. Whether you're a long-time holder or just starting to explore the world of foreign currency investing, the signs are clear. The dinar is gaining traction. Stay vigilant, make informed decisions, and keep your goals in focus. Until next time, thank you for joining us. And as always, invest wisely.